Good evening. Uh, got a bit stuck up with laundry this afternoon, so stream's a little later than I intended, but yeah, we're back to White Mage. Um, oh, hold on a sec. Shit, I forgot to change something. Right. So quick context. My monitors are starting to. Well, I don't think it's my monitors. I think it's the cables on my monitors degrading a little bit. And I just realized that some setting changed. After I shifted them around, that seems to think my off monitor is my main monitor. But then 14. Wait, but 14 opened on my main monitor. Well, what is usually my main. Okay. I mean, I just switched that back, so. I don't know how 14 managed to work then? I'm not gonna complain. God, that would have made me freak out if, like, my monitors just started playing up entirely. Oh, all the more reason to get better DisplayPort cables. Because I did when I got this computer. I think at the time I realized I didn't have. Well, I realized the graphics card it came with, or came built with, didn't have the ports I was expecting. So I quickly rushed out and grabbed what I could to actually make it happen. And they're not literally dirt cheap, but they're like a little bit above that. I usually try and do that for any test hardware I do, because God knows putting a lot of money into the expensive stuff can sometimes be a bit of a trap. But I think we're good to go now. Yeah, so, we've got, a couple? No, we've just got one quest before we, start off the thing. You know what? I was gonna start off with the quests themselves. Let's do a dungeon or two to get to 60, and then we can do, like, 3 back-to-back and then get back to it. I think that sounds like a good idea. So, if you'll excuse me for a moment, because I didn't think I'd be pulling up YouTube. Well, I didn't think I'd be pulling up music this quickly. Start. Then we want BGM way down. I need to clean up this list a bit and add some more to it as well. Let's start off here. Just fighting it a little bit too much, I think. Yeah, that's good. Then... Uh-oh. Why did this not load correctly? What the hell? Okay, there we go. The video loaded with, like, none of the video information or the playlist. It just had 2 recommended videos on the side and the rest was black. That's weird. I haven't seen it fail to load like that in a long time. No song. Oh, because I refreshed the page, right. There we go. Yeah, we're still in Heavenswood. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go back to the hunting journal as well. Eastern Thanaland, Burning Wall. So, before we actually get back into the story of White Mage, I want to reiterate something, I said, the last time we went through the quests. So, in Black Mage, in the Black Mage quest line, there is a White Mage that appears. Oh, fuck. Is he a White Mage, or is he part of the Conjurer's Guild? I don't think that's too important, but actually, I can't remember. Which is surprising. But a big part is actually breaking down the stigma of black magic. Because, obviously, given its source and its purpose, there is a pretty big overlap between thoughts on black mage and, actually, that should be banned. Or that it can't possibly cause good. It should be, not it shouldn't be considered magic, but it should be heavily kind of, like, guarded against. And one of the things I do appreciate about the White Mage questline so far is its emphasis on the fact that white magic is kind of dangerous, and we did see a little bit of an insight into that when we were, dealing with the Conjurer's Guild quests. Kind of demonstrating that, like, in the wrong hands, and even sometimes with the wrong motivations, or, sorry, not being careful enough, can lead one to, you know, bringing about the sorts of, calamity that happened in the 4th Astral area, or as a part of the 4th Umbral Calamity. But also, like, drawing upon one's life force unnecessarily. Which is obviously a big problem if, you know, you want to live. We got any more in Eastern Thanaland? Oh, should. We'll go Northern Thanaland, fuck it. Kind of lost my train of thought there. Right. Something about the Conjurer's Guild quest that I did appreciate was that kind of nuance in that, like, no, this kind of magic is still dangerous, and from the outset, the kind of, like, yeah, white magic's also, like, kind of heavily restricted for good reason. What I'm curious about, and, well, okay, first off, one of my worries is that with these quest lines are actually going to not really, is this a special one? What I'm worried is going to happen in these quests is that we're going to lose that little bit of insight into things, why white magic is dangerous, and instead focus on the role that white magic plays, which is, I'm just going to say it, being, like, the biggest goody two-shoes in the world. one of the thing, and like, I feel like you could explore that for White Mage in a redundant way, in comparison to the way that Black Mage kind of explores it, such that it makes sense to not look at it that way. But I think there's, like... Okay, there we go. I think there's still plenty of room to see, like, the trap of, you know, using this source of magic that is typically, like, understood to be healing and not have the same problems that more destructive magics take. Or not having the reputation that... Not having the potential destructive power immediately obvious by something like black magic. But unfortunately, this quest in its entirety so far has been just, oh, we're following the RR woman who comes from a foreign land and is doing stuff to water, and that's not good. That in such a way that I'm not confident they will do something interesting. Hang on. More donors close by. So I think my hope is kind of gone for this quest, unless it twists it in the level 60 quest. But, like, I think that's a real missed opportunity, because if we're actually going to have, Scrub Lord. That's a good name. If we're actually going to explore that kind of thing on the one hand, but not on the other, you really lose an opportunity to kind of, like, clash these, but have the white mage perspective, or the white mage player's perspective challenged, rather than just, like, the white mages in general. Because having, for example, the RR woman is actually fixing the taint, or, like, making sure it doesn't spread nearly as much, but is ultimately unable to actually remove it. But a white mage by themselves wouldn't actually be able to do that by themselves either. Would be an interesting little yin and yang thing, in that, you know, these magics are two sides of the same coin. Or, yeah, two sides of the same coin, and it's important to recognize that, because focusing on one and not the other, or focusing on one with neglect to the other, is a mistake. A la, we're just gonna make the fourth Umbral Calamity again. I don't know if they're actually gonna do that. Just based on the way the Gridanian storytelling has gone, for example, tells me probably not, but I can dream. Any of you? Yes. Ah. So yeah, that idea is probably just gone. But I'm hoping that, like, the Stormblood one will be actually looking into something else I talked about, which is, the relationship different cultures have to the land. Because I think that it could be a big interesting thing to explore, is, like, how people who have traditions regarding having gods like the Kami, having, it's kind of, actually touching, it's not going to touch on this, I don't think, but, like, there's perspective I have of, Doma with regard to, like, Mount Rokon and a few things like that make me think, oh, well, surely if someone were to take up white magic, if someone were to just, from the ground up, try and use white magic, but was just taught or grew up in Hingashi or Doma, what would that relationship, how would they go about drawing from that power, drawing from the power of the elements? And there's always a risk there that it just kind of, like, hand waves and goes, no, the way Eorzea do it is actually the right way. Like, this just causes problems. Which is going to be a problem if they never actually show any problems with the Eorzean method, because, like, yeah, okay, Eorzea's method may be great, but surely there is kind of a balance thing to this, right? That, like, maybe even Eorzea's method of white magic has its downsides that aren't obvious, but would come up in one of these quests, because relationship to the land is kind of learnt via culture and that. And just making white mages the, like, actual arbiters of what that should mean is kind of boring. Well, it very easily can be very boring. Let me put it that way. Did I just... I thought the wolves... Yeah, okay. No, I wasn't looking. Oh, jeez. I think I may need to reconsider Owl. The Q. Hang on. No. Hopefully that speeds it up a bit. Right, one more. Because, like, well, think about it this way, right? I'm talking about this from a perspective of someone who has played Shadowbringers. And in Shadowbringers, one thing that's brought to the fore is the fact that the people of Eorzea were approaching understanding the basic elements of magic in a specific way. And I think they were focused on the effect, if I recall Urianger's explanations correctly. So Urianger spells out that, that we think of the polarity of magics as astral and umbral, and we associated those with particular elements. Or no, is it this? Oh, fuck, I forget which way this actually went. Because even this threw me for a while. And clearly I don't have the best grip on it still, which should probably tell you something. It's you. But basically, like... Yeah, no. So Eorzea names it for the effect, and the first named it for its source. And because of that, Eorzea actually misattributes the source of astral and umbral to light and darkness, respectively. When in actuality, darkness is the one that produces astral, and light is the one that produces umbral. And that, like, so I could relate that to a lot of things regarding, like, the way that you approach experiments and things like that. Scientific testing often has to try and account for the way you're looking at this thing potentially biasing you to beneficial results. Like, if you're looking for a particular outcome and you're like, working backwards from there, you might miss it building... Sorry, hold on a second. Someone just... Oh, shit. Enough of that, we got a dungeon. Reminiscing. What is that? Someone just threw a macro into the Free Company chat, and I can't... Shiva spread, Titan... Wait, what? Is that just, like, Eden macros? I haven't talked much about, like, White Mage mechanically, but I think I want to save that for when we start actually going through Stormblood, and I'm probably going to be... well, I have less to say up front about, like, what could be... Fuck me. I just put that in FC chat. My dumbass. Oh. Not the pantry music. It's fine. Oh no, that's too loud. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, right. The whole, yeah, so, like, we even have an example in FF14 of someone, like, thinking, or the subject matter of things like, you know, the way people learn things and how that may or may not be informed by culture. There is a little bit of that in the game already. So I would hope that, like, and obviously we're talking about two different eras, like Shadowbringers and Heavensward, but I would hope that there is, like, a chance that that might be a thing that's discussed in the Stormblood quests, because the ninja quest line's pretty much all about cultural difference, and I would hope that, well, I would think that Doma in general, one of, like, the... is there a bigger cultural divide between, like, Doma, Hingashi, and the rest of the... I guess they're on more neutral terms, and there hasn't been as much of, like, interaction between them formally, but I wouldn't say the most different, but definitely often obvious differences in the way that they talk about in the way that they talk about immediate culture and that. And, like, from Astro... Well, and I mean, Astro, honestly, is also a good, like, indicator of this to some degree. Because Astro often talked at length about this kind of thing. Which makes me think that that's probably not going to be explored here, actually. Oh, God, I've kind of talked myself out of that being a thing we're going to look at. Because... thinking about it... Oh, this song is still a little bit too... a little bit too loud. Yeah, because Astro talks a lot about that kind of cultural difference between the two, and how, like... because, again, well, it's less of a cultural thing and just like a geographical thing. People who... Really? Now we're not pulling all the way to the end of the room? I just... This is like... Oh, God. They ran past one of the books and just, like, went around the corner before we could kill it. And then this time they're not even bringing the ads to the book that's directly at the end of the room. I guess I could have just missed it, but that's kind of funny. But yeah, like the geography, the nature of being in a different geographical place and looking at the night sky creates different, like, expectations and understandings of the things in there. Like, if someone were to look to the stars and see different orientations of, patterns, would they draw the same conclusions? And were you to put something that's heavily reliant on that stuff, like astrologians, into those situations, how different would they be? Yeah, but the fact that that's covered by Astro makes me think it's probably not going to be covered by White Mage, despite the fact that I would argue that, like, cultural understandings of how one should relate to the land, could be informed by geography, obviously, because you're talking about the literal physical landscape. Is less, like, necessary from, like, an absolute standpoint. Like, you probably don't need to and treat white magic as something ubiquitous, but I would... And rather than just being, wait, that doesn't make sense, it just ends up being boring. But you never know. I'm open to them surprising me. I hope they do. Because otherwise this is just quest line number 5 or 6 related to something in Gridania that I just cannot fucking jive with. Oh, I missed them. Damn, that has a shorter range than I thought. Alright. Starting off with a lot of Paradise Killer tonight. Absolutely not complaining about that, though. Actually, I think this is... yeah, a bit lower. I've been trying to reposition my microphone because I feel like in the past few streams, especially during Metal Gear, I've been peeking the fuck out of it. And admittedly, that's because I'm sitting back and pulling the microphone toward me. Whereas here, I've got it a little bit... I know kind of the place I should be putting it. Well, I think I know. But it means that I think my levels are a little bit out of whack. Also, just, like, sound shit in general has been a bit of a pain since... oh, I can't remember when it was. I think I talked about it during a Metal Gear stream, but I, fiddled around with a lot of my sound settings, and, no, the sound settings got, like, reset or something when I did... Oh, I can't remember now. I had to fiddle around with them a lot. I should really keep track, or keep closer track of what I'm doing with that stuff. Probably a bit louder, I think. Either that or maybe turn the game sound down a bit. Whoop. That's not me. It is me. Fuck. Oh, I'm glad that doesn't snapshot. Damn. I got one half of the entire arena. God damn. Oh my god, really? Oh, I should... You know what? I should have rescued him. Not good. Oh, not quite. Wow, we're not even gonna get to the third. Nope. Nice. Mastering magic? What did I get that for? Achieve level 60 as a conjurer, thaumaturge, and arcanist. Oh. Oh, Grandmaster of Magic. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I kind of still want to keep Farcaller, but, Is this the mount I was on before? No, it must be, because you can't... It wouldn't hit my randomize button for a mount. But, now that we've hit 60... Oh my god, that was just enough. Now that we've hit 60... let's put the BGM back where it should be. And, get back to the job quest. So yeah, I unfortunately don't have very high hopes for this upcoming questline, or the conclusion of this questline, but I'm praying that this Aura woman just doesn't turn out to be a necromancer, big bad, and white mage obviously good. Don't question it. Shiva is eager to share new information on Alaka. Good tidings, Aldine. I've acquired definite information on Alaka. As before, the stench of death gave her away. A hunter she chanced to walk near couldn't help but notice a smell. When she realized that she was being observed, she quickly turned her steps west towards dragon territory. The hunter shouted a warning, but she continued on heedless. In light of her inclinations, I dare say she has business there. There is an area called Avelina Fallen to the west. Let us head in that direction and try to pick up Alaka's trail. Which one are we going to? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, actually, probably shouldn't look at that explicitly on the stream. I mean, I've showed most of them before. A lot of my old raid buddies who are in the FC have kind of like toying around with coming back. I don't know what they're planning on doing. I really should say what I've got leveled up, so I can jump in if I can. No signs of Alaka. The area beyond is fraught with danger. Not even hunters dare venture in. I would sooner not wander these parts without some guarantee that Alaka is near. But we cannot afford to delay lest she elude us completely. Let us split up and search. If you would focus on the area to the north, I shall follow the high road west. Oh, and do keep an eye out for the taint. If Alaka is here, it is like to have manifested. Oh, yeah, way to spoil it, quest text. Find the taint and purify it. Wait, like, yeah, like, really, why would you just go out and say, oh yeah, there's taint here? See, God, it's this stuff along with, like, not really doing much of the narrative design, like, intertwining the narrative and the gameplay, that makes me think that this was just either not well thought out, or thought there didn't need to be much thought put into it. Like, I can accept that for A Realm Reborn, but it's really unfortunate that it feels like there's a big dividing quality between the A Realm Reborn Conjurer's questline and the White Mage questline. Like, I guess technically they could be done by different people, but it really feels like there was a different, it does feel like there's a different character to them, and I could see that, honestly, because if the White Mage stuff is done later, and A Realm Reborn's development was, like, pretty, like, micromanaged to an absurd degree that it is not good, like, I can definitely see that kind of becoming an afterthought, but, like, the fact that it's bleeding into Heavensward makes me think, oh no, I think this might be a bigger problem than just ARR shit. Alaka is not here. Rejoin Shiva on the westbound high road. Like, why did we not... Like, did we not talk to... Why could we have not talked to any of the dragons we can talk to here? That's such... It seems like such an easy thing of like, oh geez, you know, I wouldn't go in there if it seems like a bad idea to go in... Oh dear. Seems like a bad idea to go in there, and you're just like, actually, I know the dragon's there, because at this point I would have traveled through there. And she's like, oh. Well, I mean, if you can check in with them, like, that'd be great. And then you talk to them, and you hear about Alaka, who has actually been lurking, and they tell you that, yeah, something's been off with this area here, can you go and search? Like, it's one extra step, but it keeps the mystery a bit more, and, like, also kind of integrates this with, like, when it happens in the story. Is that... Oh, yeah, no. No, that is her. Okay. You should not have startled me. You. I see. You are the one who undid my work. Oh, God damn it. Why do you interfere with my experiment? So it was you who created the taint. The taint, you say? Insult born of ignorance. What you so callously destroyed is a wellspring of life-giving ether. Okay, let her cook. What are you saying? The taint is befouled ether. It destroys life. So you choose to cling to your ignorance like all the others. It matters not what you think. When my experiment is complete, all the fools who tormented me and mine shall get their comeuppance. No! We won't let you continue your twisted experiment. Aldine, stop her! I believe you have more pressing concerns. Drawn to the ether, I shouldn't doubt. Or the taint, as you insist on calling it. But such details are immaterial. By whatever name it is known, I shall fill the world with it and have my revenge. Hey, this is life-giving ether. Anyway, I'm gonna fill the world with this and have my revenge. It's like, oh yeah, that's definitely a good thing that couldn't possibly be doing damage to the world, and you can't possibly believe that it would actually be doing good unless you were written like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. I'm not gonna say that that's infantilizing the white mages, but like, do not interfere. Consider this your final warning. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, can't do that now. Hello? Oh, I don't have dots on them. I should do a tier list of all these quest lines. See if I can convince Luca and someone else to jump on. Oh, I guess it'd have to be people that have a lot of things to say, and I wouldn't want to spoil it for anyone else. Find a peculiar hunk of flesh on the ground. God damn it, this really is going down like the most boring path possible. Holy fuck. Thank you again, Aldine. Again you have saved me, and again I'm reminded of my own weakness. What do you have there? Ugh. This is why I skipped my last meal. Ugh. I'd wager this is part of Alika's experiment. The Seed Seers may be able to glean something from it, and yet I find myself loath to seek them out. They haven't lifted so much as a finger to help us. What can we expect of them now? We should consult them anyway. Now's not the time to be stubborn. Why isn't there a thing to say, like, maybe this will get their attention? You have the right of it, Aldine. There is more at stake than a difference of opinion. If we are to save the 12's Wood, we must needs turn to the Seed Seers for aid. It's settled then. We return to the 12's Wood. Oh. Huh. Is the level 60 really going to be going? Oh, no. Okay, we've got an extra 58. Okay. Yeah, real quick, though, like... Sorry, I need to reread some of that dialogue, because that is just, like, some of the worst shit I've read in this game. Okay, hold on. You should not have started me. I see you are the one who undid my work. Why do you interfere with my experiment? The taint, you say? An insult born of ignorance. What you so callously destroyed is a wellspring of life-giving ether. So you choose to cling to your ignorance like all the others, but it matters not what you think. When my experiment is complete, all the fools who tormented me and mine shall get their comeuppance. Like, so on one hand, you've got her kind of framing this as, like, an issue of the white mages just don't get it, or people just don't get it. This stuff is actually good, we should be looking into this. I should be doing these experiments. And then you get her going off on, like, no, you'll get your comeuppance. Once I fill the world with the ether, I will have my revenge. Like, if you thought this was a good thing, and like, I suppose, in some ways, success is the best form of revenge, but when you're drawing enemies to the ether on the screen for me to deal with that are hostile to me, and you frame bringing this ether into this thing as revenge, it seems like revenge, A. But B, you're also assuming I have faith that you would be able to be a bit more nuanced with that particular line reading when the rest of it sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. Like, Shiva is ready to return to the 12swood to petition the Seed Seer's aid. Please hold on to the hunk of flesh. It is safer in your keeping. Now then, let us return to Camp Tranquil and explain the situation of the Seed Seers. Also, there's just a lot of, like, really robotic... yeah, actually, there's a lot of really, like, robotic and dull storytelling going on, where there isn't a lot of... like, exploring kind of, like, how characters are reacting to the situation, if that makes sense. Like, the most we get out of this situation is that, Shiva is, like, stomach turned at the meat, but, like, and it's just kind of assumed that, oh yeah, that's bad, let's move on. Whereas, like, given she's kind of a normie and not someone who deals with, like, white magic and black magic and all the kind of shit we've been through, for example, I would have thought there would have been more from her in terms of, like, what in God's name? Or, like, even talking about her thoughts about what Alika is saying, not what she's doing. Because there's a lot of focus on, like, well, it's hurting the 12swood, but there's not a lot of, like, what does she mean when she says we're ignorant of something? What does she mean when she says we don't understand what this is and we're misnaming this thing as a taint? Like... And granted, you don't have a lot of screen time in Job Quest. This is known. But I feel like even a basic just throwaway, like... Did you get that? She seemed to be implying we're ignorant of something, but I don't get it. Huh. Anyway, like, even just a little bit of that sprinkling into, like, every conversation would give this, like, so much more, like, weight. Because I feel like Ashiva is just going with this, much like the white mages are just going with the elementals kind of outlook on things. And there's just not a lot of, like, actual deep thought about the people we're engaging with happening. Yeah, it's just, it's not particularly enthralling writing. Great One's warnings have not abated. On the contrary, they have become more fervent. The situation grows even more dire, but will it be enough to spur the Seed Seers to action? Ah, you're returned. How fares the effort to purge the taint? You wish to show us something? Byproduct of Alika's dark experiments. Like, okay, I hate to hang up the entire writing problem of a questline on the description of an item, but this is one of the shortest descriptions of key items I have ever seen in this game. Like, there's so many more detailed ones, and granted, most of those are in the MSQ, because, you know, they throw in, like, puns and jokes and try and make light of situations, and places like Hildebrand, their explicit point is to be lighthearted, so they are going to put more effort into even, like, or, like, optional text like this to feed into the situation. But, like, you'd think this would be, like, what the remnants of what seems to be flesh from Alika's dark experiments gives off giving off such a rank odor that it could only spell ill intent. Like, just something to flavor this at all. But no, it's just byproduct of Alika's dark experiments. Ugh. Like, I can't give this the benefit of the doubt of being in, A Realm Reborn. It's just as is. What does it tell us, brother? The elementals are in trepidation of the flesh. It is infused with befouled ether, and there can be no doubt. And with the Great One's warnings growing ever more fervent, it seems plain that this Alaka continues to sow the taint. Whatever it is she seeks to do, we must put a stop to it. Let it go. Arun and I shall take a closer look at the flesh. In the meantime, you must resume your journey of purification. What? With all due respect... Oh, to hell's with respect. Okay, finally. I can't believe what I'm hearing. You would send us back into the midst of danger with nary a word of counsel. I know full well that we ask much of you, but there is none other upon whom we can depend. Depend, you say? Instead of depending on others, why don't you do something for a change? We all know that you have the power, both have the power to do so. Do you realize how much Aldine has been through in your names? Oh, but of course you don't. Because while he bled for you, you are hiding here with your heads in the treetops. If Master Atoa were here to see this, he would be turning in his grave. I mean, she's not fucking wrong. Heads in the treetops? What is the matter with her? You're a bunch of stuck-up... I believe you are doing nothing. To think that our own people see us in such a light. Cannot be helped, brother. We are bound to remain in the forest. Things are not as they were during Master Atoa's time. Be that as it may, were the people to lose faith in us, for whom shall we convey the will of the elements? Elementals. Forgive me, Aldine, but I would be alone. Rest assured, I will take a closer look at the tainted flesh. Okay, I'm actually going to hold all of my critiques until we get to the end of this, because that actually has crescendoed into something, finally. And I want to see how it's followed up. Arun has the right of it. It's our duty to facilitate harmony between man and elemental. All the laws of the forest count for naught if we fail in this. At any rate, we must needs stop Alaka's dark designs. And fear not, Aldine. Henceforth, we will not leave you to bear the burden alone. Pray allow us the time to consider our next step. Okay. Hands of Healing. Rhea O would call a meeting to discuss measures against the taint. Aldine, we have conceived a plan to deal with the taint. We would share the particulars with everyone. Might I trouble you to fetch Shiva? She will have returned to Fallgourd Float, I believe. Pray return here after you have notified her. Arun and I shall be waiting. Oh, it's you, Aldine. I must apologize for my earlier display. Nah, you were right, girl. CT has wished to see me despite the disrespect I showed them. Though their ways baffle me, it cannot be denied that they care for the forest. Perhaps they deserve more credit than I gave them. I will go, of course. Let us strike out at once. I almost forgot her accent then. Jesus. Right, we're going back there. Again, as the initiation into this quest, and for us to go all the way here only to come back, I kind of wish there was a bit more of, like, just actual, like, venting about that whole situation. And in this context, one thing I will say, this has made me, at the very least, a little torn about Alika. Because having such an obviously bad person be a threat in this situation, and the Seed Seers kind of being just like, I don't know, can you do something about it? We can't leave, is something. But I want to see where this goes before I give my full thoughts on it. Our thanks for coming. Without further ado, let us begin. After our last meeting, I went to the Guardian Tree and presented the tainted flesh to the Great One. His reaction was telling. The befouled ether it bears is identical to the taint which now threatens the Twelveswood. Unless we stop Alika, the forest will be reduced to a wasteland of death. Ardeen gave me to understand that you have conceived a plan to deal with the taint. What is this plan? Simply put, Arun and I shall accompany you to the Dranian Forelands. Okay. As you are doubtless aware, we Pagels are chosen by the Elementals to convey their will. Should that will go unheard or be misinterpreted, harmony would be lost and tragedy inevitably befall. In order to prevent this, we strive to hone our sensitivity to the Elementals far beyond the limits of ordinary men, and this sensitivity allows us to perceive even the slightest fluctuations in the ether. With our faculty for sensing ether, Arun and I shall ascertain the site of Alika's experiment, and once we find it, we will join our powers to Ardeen's and purge the taint once and for all. You would leave the forest? What are the will of the Elementals? Rest assured, we have obtained the Elder Seed Seer's permission. Our sister shall see to it that the Elementals do not go unheard during our absence. Okay, hold on, wait. So the only reason they didn't leave the forest immediately was because there wouldn't be someone for the Elementals to communicate with. But that's as easy to solve as you telling the Elder Seed Seer that you need her to take over. Okay. The Elder Seed Seer is a busy woman. She fucking runs Gridania, after all. To some extent. Obviously, she has delegations that she doesn't run literally everything, but... But surely, if you were able to convince her that this was of utmost importance now, that you couldn't have done so before? Oh, man. But above all, your words struck home. We will not leave the two of you to bear the burden alone. We shall do all we can to aid you, as Patchols and White Mages both. You truly mean to leave the forest and help us? I feel like she shouldn't sound this... in the heat of the moment, I forgot myself and spoke out of turn. I pray you can forgive me. No! No! You broke them out... Oh, I hate the framing of this already. Like... Okay. There's going to be traveling. I can speak to it then. There is naught to forgive. On the contrary, we are grateful to you for opening our eyes. Now, I trust we can rely upon you to guide the way. Listen, Ardeen. This will be our first time outside the forest, and we will most certainly make fools of ourselves. But thank you not to enjoy yourself overmuch. I shall escort the Seed Seers to Tail Feather. Pray meet us there. Man. Yeah, no, I was right. I hate this. So, like, I'm not objecting to her apologizing, but I feel like the apology is probably worth saying after all of this has transpired, because at this point, like, let's think about this, right? The only reason the Pajol are now joining us is because they were insulted enough to actually look to break through the red tape, or not even break through the red tape, ensure that the red tape is not broken by their absence, right? Like, literally, like, before you take leave at work, making sure someone can cover your shifts, or, you know, that, there's a contingency or someone to cover work for you if something that only you do comes up, right? Happens a lot in smaller companies, depending on the way work is distributed. So, like, that's the only thing, right? But, like, it took Ashiva to yell at them to get that through their heads. Despite the fact, like, the reverence that the Pajol's station is given, despite the fact that it is actively hurting the efforts to cure the taint, is stupid. And I know the quest hasn't made a big deal of that, but Ashiva has. She's done it multiple times, and I feel like the reason that we're building Alika to be so, like, obviously bad is so that when Ashiva calls them out for not fucking raising a finger, it seems all the more absurd. This person is literally poisoning the Twelveswood and likely all of the land around her, and you're just sitting here doing what? Delegating this to one white mage and some random person? Like, you're white mages. Why don't you do shit? Like, it's totally earned for her to fly off the handle like that. And to Rayo's credit, she does recognize that, like, oh, yeah, that's kind of fair. But, like, I feel like giving the apology, like, immediately is ceding reverence back to the Pajols like they're doing something good for you. And the only way I can interpret, like, that juxtaposition is that Ashiva is being entirely irrational by yelling at them, so she has to apologize immediately because that was irrational. She shouldn't have done that. But that was the thing that actually got the Pajol off their asses. I think that was, like, well worth the thing. If your fucking leaders aren't doing the thing they're meant to be doing, they don't deserve that reverence. You know, current events might be coloring my opinion of this because, you know, it does have some parallels. But, like, this seems, like, pretty clear-cut. Their responsibility is to protect the Twelveswood. They're not helping the person who's trying to help the Twelveswood. They're delegating it to someone who can, or one single person who can, and some random person that is not going to help with curing the taint, and only lifting a finger when they get called out for not doing anything. Like, oh, man. Sorry, yeah, no, I did correctly name Rayo. I am doing just fine. Thank you for asking. There is nothing to it. That everything should be so different. Fucking culture shock for going to a different forest. Jesus Christ. So here we are at Tailfeather. Why, the journey here wasn't nearly as daunting as I expected. I dare say we could have made it without Ashiva. Bold words coming from someone who fairly hugged our guide during the entire journey. Ahem. Seeing as we are here, we ought to get to work. Do you sense anything, brother? Like, this seems like such an important ability to use when tracking down the taint if they can literally sense it from far away. We don't have to do any of the scouting, but, so this is the thing that bothers me, right? It's multiple of these things coming together, which, if you focused on one of them as the big problem, like the Pajol refusing, or the Pajol not doing everything they can to help, despite the urgency, or, the fact that Alka is actually misunderstood and the elements are just worried about change or something like that. If these were the focus, then that would make sense. But it's trying to give equal time to all of these, when all it really needed to do is create one or two side things and then focus on the core thing it wanted to say. Like, you don't need to have two quests building up Alika as, oh, definitely evil, when you could have just done that in one quest by actually making her cartoonishly evil, then going back to the Pagel immediately and saying, yeah, hunk of flesh, this seems bad. And then they're like, oh, yeah, okay, we'll look into it. And then that's when Ashiva goes off, like, what the fuck do you mean you'll look into it? We need your help out there. You can sense this shit. And thus there's like a couple of quests of going back out to purge more taint, and it becoming clear that you need more help from them. But when you tell that to them, they're like, but you've done fine so far. I mean, we can't leave the forest. The elementals will get on our case, and we asked our sister, and that's not possible. Like, actually examining their relationship and the reason they have so much, like, bureaucracy and stuff like that around them leaving the forest would be interesting in and of itself. And you don't need to spend so much time with Alika. You don't need to spend so much time curing the taint, or only curing the taint in a quest. But it feels like it's trying to do all of these things at the same time, but giving them none of them the time to breathe. Ugh. I do. An anomaly in the ether that wrenches stomach. It emanates from the north and west. Cavern lies in that direction. Morn, 'tis called. If memory serves, so too does a water vein. Seems to me this that is where we must go. I must warn you all, though. That area is thick with dragons. We must proceed with caution. Actually, I've talked to the dragons. I've talked to the dragons. This is a level 60 quest. Surely I would have talked to the dragons. Dragons, you say? Well, I, for one, would welcome the excitement. The journey thus far has been rather dull for my tastes. Dull suits us just fine, sister. Remember, our priority is to purge the taint. As if I would forget. The fate of the 12swood is at stake. Let us make haste to mourn and confront Alika. Can I head in from the north? I think that's faster from Tailfeather. Oh, it's about equidistant anyway. It's probably not going to make that much of a difference, let's be honest. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm being, like, a little bit of a hater right now, but it's the same problem I had, I think, with the Ninja questline. Well, Ninja... No, Ninja, I think, was just focusing on the wrong things. This just feels like another... I'm not gonna say literally Paladin, but I will say that it does have, like, a surprising overlap, in that it's wanting to do a lot with not much, and it's missing what when you get to do a lot, if that makes sense. Wait, what? Is it further down the cliff? Oh. No? Oh, that looked like it connected. Wait, then why is there a... Oh. But it's saying down. Oh, god damn it. Guess I can't read this fucking map. Oh, that'd be better, actually. Can I fly around the cave to find a place to... Probably not. Is there really no other way than to go, like, the whole long way from fucking around the Sumal? Wait, but doesn't this come out? Oh, this is probably going to come out at a higher level in the tower. Oh my god, this area is so confusing. Because I've only ever had to go through right through here. And it looks like that might connect up there. Yeah, whereas Morn is, like, all the way down here. Possibly... Oh, no. Yes, here we go. I kind of wish there was a better way to, like, differentiate what, like, the topology is like here. Unfortunately, it's like overlapped in such a way that it's actually really hard to, like, pry apart. I think it's here? Oh, yep. Oh, fuck. Is that... No, that doesn't look like Vidofnir. That looks like a deader dragon. Alright. Time for her to laugh like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. So you are still alive. Oh my god, I've never seen his staff before. Most intriguing. Horns such as I have, yet you are not our Ra. Well, whatever you are no different from the others. You have come to interfere with my experiment. But know this, it is your ignorance that led us down this path. Oh? We Zayla are nomads who roam and live off the land. My tribe was no different. Yet though we did no harm to those whose land we traversed, they treated us as vermin. In their ignorance, they feared us. And that fear manifested as spite and violence. My loved ones and I were cursed at, spat upon, beaten, and worse. It was out of the desire to protect them that I began my research. Such pain we have suffered. I swore that I would visit upon the ignorant masses 100-fold. How could you tell us... Soon I shall fulfill my goal. My experiment has finally borne fruit. To be sure, there is still work to be done. Such robust flesh cannot be sustained by ordinary ether. Nay, it must needs be fed something far more potent. The taint. My pet can only go where the taint exists, and so I shall fill the world with it. Sister, I sense naught but befouled ether from that dragon. That is a fucking awesome staff, holy shit. This is without a doubt the source of the taint. We must needs purify it whole. Also, hey, real quick, it would have been great to bring up my relationship with the dragons before to actually, like, weave into the fact that she fucking reanimated a dragon. Like, I feel like the dragons probably would have something to say about that. It's kind of a shame that we spent, like, a lot of time fleshing out Alika when she... Like, you could... Honestly, I would have had more respect for this if, Alika was actually just a Saturday morning cartoon villain. Still had that motivation at the end that she says, but ultimately it's just like, nah, fuck you all. I don't care. Die. and we actually had a little bit more... God damn it. There's so much missed opportunity here. You would get in the way of my vengeance. You shall be the first to feel my wrath. Shiva the Ethereal. I didn't realize that was her name. Huh. Divine Seal. This can't be it, right? Like, it's a zombie dragon, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. What is dead can never die. I kind of wish the dragon was actually attacking at this point. Okay, there's some stuff going on. That's what I'm talking about. I feel like I was under-leveled for this as well. Are we good? Okay. Alright. Ow. So I don't think I... Yeah, no, I didn't change to my level 60 gear. This is like level 50 Tombstone gear, and we're kind of crushing it? Although we've done this loop enough that they probably don't want it to be too short there. Like, are we good? It's full health. Okay, no, that wasn't it. I was gonna say, if it finished that flaccid, that would have been one of the worst duties I think I have ever played. Okay. It was a bit more responsive that time, damn it. There's more to this than your own suffering. With the taint eliminated at the source, the 12's wood is safe again. We, all of us, can accomplish far more than we dare imagine. You don't get to have that fucking... No. My dreams, all gone to dust. I'm powerless. Powerless to protect my people, powerless to change anything. We are cowards, all of us. Oh, we are cowards, all of us. That which we do not understand instills fear within us. So we lash out. Return, you sought to strike back at those who hurt you. You have done terrible things and must be held to account for your crimes. But know that it is not too late to make amends. You still have a chance to atone. Your knowledge may yet be used for good. You need but find a new purpose, and I shall be glad to help you look for it. With Alec apprehended, it seems safe to say that the danger to the Twelveswood is past, and we owe it all to the two of you. This experience has taught me much and more. Not least of all, how powerless I was in the face of an external threat. Okay, yeah. If I'm to protect the forest, I must needs spend less time with my head in the treetops and more with my feet on the ground. To that end, I shall strive to be a Pajal as Master Atoll was, standing ready to journey to the ends of the world if needs be. Huh. Doesn't... Because he's someone that joins the, Eorzean contingent in, Garlemald. Fuck, I'd have to go back through the story and see where he actually pops up. Because if it's post-Heavensward, like, this quest actually got him out of there, which would be an interesting impact this has had on the story. That would be kind of neat. Were it not for your shining example, I never would have found the courage to come to this decision. I cannot thank you enough. Master Arun, when the time comes for you to embark upon your journey, pray allow me to accompany you. Oh god, that means we're going to be traveling with him to fucking... It's safe to travel alone, and you know this to be true. Besides, you need someone to keep a record of all your deeds, that they might be passed on to future generations. For all my bold words, I'm still but a green sapling. Nevertheless, I would serve you faithfully as my grandfather once served Master Atoll. I should be heartened to have your company, Shiva. I shall endeavor to be a Pajal worthy of your respect. Thank you, Master Arun. I swear you'll not be disappointed in me. A new purpose. Can she appear in the next questline? I kind of... Oh, actually... coming back to her in the level 81 would also be neat, but... Yeah, I don't know if I have that high hopes. With the taint eliminated, the sources for... Oh, yes, that again. Same here. Yep, sure. Alright, we're talking to Rhea again. Arun and I shall escort Alaka and place her in the Wood Whaler's care. Pray come and see us afterwards at Camp Tranquil. We would thank you properly. During the entire way back, Alaka did not so much as favor us with a glance, but neither did she attempt to flee. I believe there is hope for her yet. Till such time as she finds a new purpose, I shall visit her cell as often as my duties allow. With the source of the taint banished, the Great One's warnings have ceased. You may rest easy for a time. Disaster has been averted thanks to you and Ashiva. We are eternally in your debt. You're kind for saying so, milady, but I've done scarcely anything. All your gratitude should be reserved for Aldine. Allow me to thank you as well, Aldine. Had you not sought me out that day, I may never have found my true calling. Beginning today, I shall accompany Master Arun as he works to maintain peace and harmony within the Twelveswood. I know not where our journeys will take us, but when next we meet, I shall stand before you a stronger woman. We'd best be on our way. Fare you well on your journeys, Aldine. Look forward to seeing you again, within the Twelveswood and without. Well, I pretty much exhausted everything I had intended to say. So I shall say but this. I mean to do my part as well. Together with my siblings, I shall work to preserve the harmony of the forest, protecting it from threats, both within and without. As for you, Aldine of the White, with your newfound powers, pray continue employing our art for the betterment of the realm. May the light of succor and solace shine wheresoever you may go. Yay, I get another big heal button. It's just a lot. There's a lot of buttons I have that just heal for 700 cure potency. Or heal for 700 potency. Yippee! Heavensward done. And right on to the next one. Okay, hold on. I need to put a couple of things on my bars, though. Thin air. And you. I haven't quite got a layout in mind for this yet. 60, 180. I'll probably put it like that, and then these two are there. Yeah, they're more offensive focused, or like just, yeah, dual focus. These two are MP related. Yeah, what are we getting? Oh, we only get 3 abilities? Damn. Yeah, only 3 abilities. Damn, that sucks. Well, it's not going to be very interesting Stormblood journey, but Shadowbringers will be cool. There's a lot more good shit there. Alright. We'll see where this quest goes, and then I'll probably take a quick break before... Oh. Oh, are we gonna... This is gonna be Garabania focused, probably. If I had to guess. Just the framing of this shot seems like that makes sense, but we'll see. Rhea Osena seems unsurprised to see you. I thought you might come, Aldina the White. You sensed it, yes? The agitation of the elementals? God damn it. Oh, so, actually, I'll talk about it once I get through this. I suggest you present yourself to Brother Isumi Yan at Silklade Fane. He will no doubt welcome your assistance in identifying the origin of this disturbance. So, okay. The Heavensward one didn't fumble it, like, as hard as I thought it was going to. Because it did kind of, like, stay on the Pagil's kind of, like, insistence on not doing anything. I still maintain the apology probably should have come after they actually helped instead of, like, immediately once they agreed to. Because I think that gives the Pagil deference they've not earned throughout this questline. I still don't think we should have spent as much time on Alika if she was just going to be kind of, like, transparently evil and have a little bit of backstory that's told later on. Because really, like, the 54 quest and the 56 quest was kind of just the same. One of them was finding this woman in proximity to it. The other was finding her, like, directly related to it. And then 58 was, oh yeah, and she's continuing to do bad shit. It's like, okay, we're not really getting much from this. Aldine, how fortuitous. Sister Rhea Osena decided to, directed you to the guild? Oh, glad am I that she did. As I'm sure you have felt yourself, the elementals are in uproar, and whilst I would soon depart on my investigation, the forest's disquiet appears to stem from lands that cannot be approached in blind haste. Okay, real talk. They keep saying, like, oh, you've sensed it too, haven't you? Whereas, like, no, that's not it at all. Like, I know they can't really do it as an intro to the quest. Or, I mean, they could have started the quest somewhere else and just said, hey, you go to approach Rhea Osena when you feel something, you feel something. And then, like, it directs you away to go, like, what am I feeling here? What's up? And you go and commune with a tree or something. And you feel that. And then it's like, okay, in gameplay, I have directly felt that this is a thing. I should go back to Rhea Osena and see if she knows anything about it. Like, I feel like there are better intros to this than go talk to Rhea Osena who tells you feel something, and then everyone just presumes that you have. It's just... could be more creative with this stuff. And whilst I would soon depart on my investigation, the forest's disquiet appears to stem from lands that cannot be approached in blind haste. I speak of East End, at the very edge of the Twelveswood. Long has this border betwixt Giribania and our nation been held by the forces of the Gallian Empire. The Alliance did recently take control of Baelsar's Wall, and thus commands the fortifications in East End, but the stability of the region is yet tenuous at best. 'Twould be a far more certain venture were I to have you at my side. Are you willing to make the journey? Oh, we're going with him. Okay. Then we need delay no longer. Let us make our preparations and begin our trek from Camp Nine Ives. Okay. I'm more down for this than I would have thought, but hey. Nothing wrong with that. It's kind of a like, I completely dismissed Giribania from my thoughts, because I think because Hingashi and Doma have such a different relationship and culture to... Well, and points are made about the cultural differences between the two, that I thought we were going to start there, because the culture of white magic in these places must needs be different, because they would learn it differently, etc., etc. So I wasn't quite expecting Giribania, but it makes me curious what we're actually going to be doing. God, it's been a while since I looked out over here. Thank you again for coming, Aldine. I arrived some moments earlier and bent my ear to the forest whisperings. Although here it might be better described as a keening. There's no doubt that we are nearer to the source. And I am also certain that we are not alone. Come out. You cannot hide your presence from me. Oh! Oh, Sylphie. Holy shit. We're actually doing a thing where we're uniting the guild quests in some ways. And doing it well, unlike fucking Paladin. I should have known you would sense me. Your early failures to attend lessons gave me ample practice at finding those who did not wish to be found. Now, am I to assume that you two have been brought here by the plight of the elementals? Yes, Guildmaster. I'm sorry for leaving without permission, but I just had to know what was causing all this commotion. You'll return to Stillglade Fane and leave this investigation to Aldine and me. Such is the danger inherent in this task that even I felt compelled to request assistance. Please, Guildmaster, let me help. Never have I heard the voices of the elementals so clearly before. They want to tell me something, I just know it. And it is that very something that I, as Guildmaster, am charged to discover. You, as an acolyte, are neglecting your duties back at the guild. But how can I ignore their pleas? I feel their unease like chains tightening around my chest. Isn't it my duty as a conjurer to protect the forest? Their unease? You truly sense this emotion from the river of their susurrations? Susurrations. And you truly wish to return the forest to tranquility? I swear by the matron herself, I only want to put into practice the lessons you have taught me. Noble purpose. But if I were to permit this, you must promise to weigh the consequences of your actions before you commit to them. I would not see a repeat of previous incidents. Then I can come? I promise I'll be careful, and I'll be sure to ask for Aldine's help the moment I need it. Awesome. See that you do. Now, it's past time we brave the borders of Giribania. We can travel as far as, Amarisakes? Amarisakes Spire. God damn it. Spire. Then a serpent officer will guide us through the ruins of the castrum from there. Yeah, but yeah, except I can just go. I've already been there. getting worse. This is not unease anymore. This is fear. The closer we are to the east end, the more certain I am we are moving in the right direction. The precise location of the disturbance yet eludes me. However, even from the elementals themselves, I sense only confusion. I fear there is naught for it but to conduct a more conventional search. I will head southeast. Sylphie, see what you might find directly south. Southwest is yours, Aldine. Wait, you're just letting her... Okay. Sure. I'm kind of surprised he did actually give her the ability to go off by herself, but... maybe I shouldn't be so surprised. Speaking of which... Probably remember to actually do that this time. And I should also get myself a new staff before I head off into dungeons. Can you... No, okay, I guess we're doing this. Oh yeah, there's only three spells that I get, and one of them is a stone upgrade. So, you know. Not terribly interesting. Did I hear a step being taken? Oh. Ah! What are you doing? Come here this instant. Aldine, what befalls? I felt a surge of panic coming from this direction. Whatever it was, I feel nothing now. Did you see anything? A child? Out here? By your description, the mother may be a hunter, but I'm curious as to her choice of hunting ground. Could it be their fear that which has the elementals so upset? In any case, it seems the answer to that has run off into the bush. Let us return to Castrum Oriens for the present, and learn more of East End's inhabitants. Okay, I kind of like this direction. I kind of like the intro to this a bit. This gentleman is an officer stationed at the castrum. Mayhap you'll know more of the mother and child you spotted. And you believe these folk were living in the forest? I was under the impression that the East End settlement was empty. We suspect a connection to whatever is disturbing the harmony of the Twelveswood. Might you spare us some few soldiers to investigate the possibility? Ordinarily, I would be overjoyed to aid in your investigation, but I fear our duties on the border demand our full attention. My most sincere apologies, Master Pajal. Convenient. This matter is far from resolved, yet I have already been overlong in returning to Stillblade Fane. Let me handle it, Guildmaster. You would have me entrust this task to an acolyte. You have matured much in the art, it is true, but I can hardly... The elementals are suffering. Someone has to help them. I'm sure Aldine could lend a hand, if I needed it. What say you, Aldine? I had only intended to involve you in this initial foray, but might I ask that you see the matter through to its conclusion? Sure. My thanks. I foresee hardships ahead, but also an opportunity for new discoveries. Pray look in on Sylphie's progress even as you continue in your own studies. As for you, Sylphie, I expect you to make regular reports on your findings. May the matron watch over you both. And now we don't have one until 63? Ouch. Yeah, 64, 66, and 70. And one of those is just a stone upgrade. Okay. Well. That's gonna be fun. Well, I guess the rest of whatever this stream is gonna be a bit of grinding. Yeah, because I haven't done much of it. I'll at least, like, exhaust the rest bar, which shouldn't take, like, too long, I don't think. I've got all the max... I've got all the Heavensward max dungeons now, so there's a fair few things for me to choose from there, but, yeah, this is at least, like, well, they haven't really given us much. Only that, like, it seems like some people are the source of the... Oh, god damn it. Only that people are the source of the concern of the elements right now. And considering, like, Considering the, importance Sylphie is impressing upon us, it sounds like it's pretty serious. Actually, let's get more of the gate. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. So yeah, that's an interesting angle. Like, I can think of things I would rather it be, but, like, this isn't bad by any means. This is interesting. Because if you are going to make the elementals kind of omniscient of all fucking things on the planet, which I think is kind of shit, but whatever. Having them react to like, people? I mean, it could end up just being another fucking, was it Tank that was Gridania? I forget which is Gridania. It could just be another Gridania situation, or, sorry, Endwalker Gridania job quest, role quest situation. I'm hoping it's not, though. But, we will find out, maybe, after a few dungeons, and when I'm right back. And I'm back. Alright. Dungeon time. So, question. Yeah, you're an ability, not a spell. So I could go to Flater Solace and then Tetragrammaton back to back for some big heals. Oh, but first we should also go and grab some. Wait, no. Kugane. Kugane has Rowena's person there. And back to the tunes. Oh, wait, no. What am I doing? I don't need... Yeah, no, I don't need these, because I'm not level 70. Idiot. I thought it was strange that I actually picked that one, and I thought it was because, no, the Sundry the Sundry thing, but no. Foundation? Is that where Rowena's, person is? Shy gear. Give me that cane. Is there anything that I don't have? Oh, neck and ring, sure. Oh, bracelet and neck. That's what I meant. Cool. Oh, and gloves. Oh, they're just slightly worse gloves. They're still like level 60. That's fine. Now. Let's pick a bunch of those to start with. And let's finish off this log. It's also a bit loud, but also no. God, we've been picking a lot of the dull, Zero Time Dilemma music. Well, the less energetic ones, which I'm not really in the mood for right now. Where am I going? Western Lenosha. So yeah, like, I think it's kind of, one of the, oh, wow, okay. One of the things I think is kind of an underappreciated skill is being able to know, to scope something really well, right? Especially with something as vague as, like, writing, it can be hard from, like, a structural perspective or, like, a planning perspective to feel out how much room you have to explore certain themes or certain characters within, like, a certain quest line, and how that works with, the overall flow of things. Like, programming, I feel, like, can sometimes be a little bit of an art in terms of the way you approach it and how you solve some problems. But there's definitely still, like, a lot more solid stuff to it, and that might just be because I also do that for a living. Like, I just have a better sense of that from that, because of that. So I definitely don't envy being in the position where you have to, like, tightly scope something that is as artful as writing. Which, you know, I think if anything, stuff like this is making me appreciate the job quests that I feel, do a good job of doing shit better. Like, rather than thinking worse of the one, or rather than looking down on the ones that have done badly for doing badly, it's more like, oh, I guess the ones that were doing it right were, like, really on their game, because I feel like this is probably hard. Or harder than I'm giving it credit for, at any rate. It still, unfortunately, doesn't make it any better, but, yeah. You know, so back to mechanical things, since I have barely talked about anything regarding that this entire stream. I feel like maybe I haven't been paying attention much, and I only notice it when I am playing a tank, because that's when I notice the stun the most. But I feel like I don't see white mages spamming Holy as much as I am. And obviously not healing at the time, I wouldn't notice, like, whether the healer is being strained or anything like that. It's kind of hard to notice when you don't have to pay attention. But I feel like the rate at which I just kind of, like, pump out holies in a lot of these dungeons, like, I feel like I should have seen it more often from others, but that's obviously a really nebulous thing to judge, ultimately. Oh. Ooh. That was a fucking commitment. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised, because I feel like unless I'm missing something, it feels like the DPS thing to do with White Mage is just unholy, or sorry, holy until the heat death of the universe, if allowed. Which... And yeah, I feel like I would have noticed holy spam like that. Especially given the animation is so loud, and I always have animations on specifically for the reason that, like, I want to play a job and then recognize, like, a bunch of effects going off. And being like, oh, finally, I get to do this thing that I've always seen in dungeons. And I've definitely seen holy used, but the amount that I'm actually... The amount of holies I'm actually getting off is, like, nothing compared to that. It's kind of crazy. It does feel a bit funny to have just, like, a lot of, like, pure healing with, like, one hot, though. Because, like, what? Well, I've got Medica 2 and Cure, but, like, Afflatus, Tetranomicon, or Tetragrammaton, sorry, Assize, all this kind of stuff. It's pretty much just all direct healing. Oh, I suppose I do have Asylum as well, but... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Black Mage is back. Ow. This isn't the right spot. Oh my god. From full health? Are you for real? Oh no. That was kind of my fault. I saw Swift Feather coming up, and I knew that shit was gonna come out, like, soon after, because it always does. I just didn't see the tank step over, which, again, I probably should have turned early. Well, I mean, you can't really dodge that, so, like... I appreciate the tank, though. Like, yeah, they did turn, and I didn't see that, but I probably shouldn't have been anywhere near the boss for that, because it's a... I was trying to get a Medica 4... I was trying to get a Medica 2 in before that cast went off, to, like, make sure I could be out of position. and not have to worry about healing too much, but yeah. I did that way too late. I wonder if that LB is better to use there. I can't remember what that depends on. I probably should have used the flower on that instead. Use Tetragrammaton more as like a dedicated, like, off-heal. Because the flowers come back faster and have more of them. Whereas that one... I mean, they're all kind of interchangeable, so it's only really a matter of the cooldown, but... Actually, which would be better to keep rolling? Oh, shit. What the fuck happened there? This might be an AoE. Yep. Justify this. Oh wow, that Divine Veil. Or Medica 2. Oh, I probably could have waited for the Assize, actually. Oh no, they DC'd. Shit. Oh! Corpse! They do have a res. Uh-oh. Wait, there we go. Oh, no, it's still lagging out. Place it. Fuck. I need to do the double click and not the, other thing. There we go. Wait. What? Oh, no! Did they... Oh, no, 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 there they are. No, that's not gonna... No, you need to get out. You need to get out of that. I think that might still be lagging. It's fine. I got you. Paladin's spot on, gotta say. I feel like that Divine Veil's been going off on cooldown. I really didn't get much experience from that. That's a shame. Because that was like 20% of... No, 30? 30% of the bar? Yeah, about that. No, fuck it. I don't need that. Wow, Zero recommends. Never mind. Group's trash. Oh, damn. Okay. Powering through these then. What glam that is. I feel like I recognize the jacket. Oh, yes. No, I know that one. Couldn't tell you off the top of my head which one it is, but... I feel like it's Heavensward? If I had to guess. Actually, come on, hang on. 220... Oh no, even in 2 targets, Holy still wins out. Oh, no, there is a second group that spawns around here, I think. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god, kill the frogs, you fucks. Please. Please? Holy shit. I was getting, like, really close to dying there. Or, like, uncomfortably close. Like, I could still pull it out, but, like, ugh. Had me sweating a little bit. I was about to say, man, White Mage is easy, but then I realized I'd probably need to caveat that really hard with in dungeons. And even so, like, we haven't gotten to Stormblood, like, we haven't gotten to Shadowbringers, dungeons yet, which, like, there's a decent amount more going on and you have more tools, but that means you have to use those tools correctly. But I feel like just being the throughput healer, like, so long as I'm not blowing every cooldown I have, I should be pretty fine. Oh no, there they go. Damn. That could have been a holy. Jesus, I thought something was about to swing at me. That, like, change target sound always puts the fear of God in me. Like, oh god, what happened? What did I miss? Oh, fuck. I didn't see them struggling. Oh, no. No, you need to stay behind it the whole time. That always gets people. And by people, I also mean me. Like, I keep forgetting that that will wait until the last second to do the actual assignment. So it's not like snapshot like a lot of other abilities, where like after the card, well, it's not like some other tether abilities either, where oh no, no, Jakku, no, honey. Oh, hey, there we go. On second thought, I probably shouldn't use Holy when we're on the move like this. Bro, you can get the treasure afterward. Or leave it to one of the ranged. Ooh, that was a home gang. Okay, note to self. Warrior does not have immunity. Oh. Oh, that one did get me. Bugger. Wow, yeah, we're definitely not getting a 63 tonight. That kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping I'd get a bit more time to get there, but... yeah. Obviously, like, between the armory bonus and this initial level not having, like, level-appropriate stuff to do, maybe I should do a level 50-60 quest, because I'll at least get, like, scaled XP for that. I think we'll probably do that as the last dungeon for the night. Sure. Good to know I can just stand directly in the center and AoE the shit out of everything. Nice dodge by the Dragoon. Oh, shit. Fuck. This. I mistimed that. Fuck. Okay, yeah, Asylum pretty much just entirely counters that. Not encounters that, Jesus. Oh god, that was barely anything. Ugh. Actually, you know what? I might just call it here then. Not many people around in chat, and yeah, this is dragging on like a motherfucker. So, yeah. Guess we'll then end it there for now. Hang on, let me... yeah, so, not gonna be streaming tomorrow. Yeah, Wednesday nights are completely out. I think this weekend's actually going to be busy, so I don't know if I'll be streaming on the weekend, because I've got a, well, I need to confirm if I've got a doctor's appointment still. I heard, that I got an email, well, I got a thing saying I should check, because, it might have been shuffled around or something. I think that usually only means I'm seeing a different GP, but whatever. But I'm also thinking of being out Saturday, which means I'm probably not going to be streaming either of my usual weekend slots. So what I might do is, I could do something Saturday night. I'm probably going to make sure I'm doing something Friday night. What those will be... there might be more of this because it seems like it's going to take a fair bit to actually get through. But once I get into Stormblood dungeons, it'll be at least a bit more interesting to do. And of course, there's still Elden Ring and Blasphemous. But yeah, I guess a heads up that there might not actually be any Metal Gear Rising this weekend. There might be stuff to replace that. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that, like, a lot of things overlapped on that weekend. But yeah. So a bit lighter plans this week in general, but, honestly, I've been on a pretty good clip so far. I've done at least one stream during the week. I think I've hit, like, 50% of my Friday nights, and Saturday and Sundays have happened. Even if some of those have been lethal company on Lucas' stream. But, yeah. I'm hoping I can keep up this momentum. I would like to keep up this momentum, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching live on the VODs. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all next time.